Hey everyone, it's Rashni aka Glamazini, and I am back with my 1 year lock update. I can't believe it's been a year already. I don't know. It's been a year. If you missed it, I have been doing updates every month or every other month of my entire lock journey since the beginning, actually since the inspiration to have these locks. So if you want to check out my whole lock journey, I'll put a card up above and below this video. Before we move on, please subscribe to my channel. I have a whole series on my entire lock journey from the very beginning, and before that I have plenty of natural hair content for you if you want that. If this is your first time seeing one of my lock update videos, I highly recommend that you watch all the videos in order because I treat it as a series and I'm not going to repeat myself. If you are curious about how I maintain my hair, the bulk of that information is in my month 2 lock update video. So I'll put a card for that one up above and down below so that you can check that out. Not that much has changed except I've gotten lazier. If you've been watching my lock journeys, then you know the drill, so let's just get started. On September 6, 2016, I had my friend put 125 2-strand twists in my hair, and that's how I started these locks. It is now September 18th, 2018, so that means I have been locked for 1 year, 1 week and 5 days. My last wash was 6 days ago, and my last retwist was 6 days ago. Speaking of last wash and retwist, I actually went and had a professional stylist wash and retwist my hair for me a few days after my actual lock anniversary, which was September 6th. It was wonderful, you guys. It actually taught me 2 different things. The first thing it taught me is it is wonderful to have a professional do your hair every once in a while. I'm probably not going to go to her often because I have the ability to do my own hair, but I can tell the difference. I mean, a week later and this is how my hair is behaving. I can see the difference. I can tell the difference. And if for nothing else, I really just like my stylist. She's cool. I don't see her that often anymore. And you know, it's nice to have another person just washing your hair, massaging your scalp, and taking care of your parts and everything. So I'm definitely going to go to her at least once a year circa my anniversaries to get my hair washed and retwisted. I did not, however, end up getting a style on my head, mostly because I couldn't figure out what style I wanted. I was kind of afraid that a style would be too tight on my head and it would be a waste of money, which I think I would have been right because this retwist is actually tighter than I typically do. And I eventually didn't tell my stylist that I wanted a style, so ixnay on the style page. Now, the second thing that I learned is I am actually doing a pretty daggone good job retwisting my own hair, if I do say so myself, because bumped up against what my stylist did, I mean, clearly she's a professional, right? So on a scale of 1 to 100, she did like 100. But on a scale of 1 to 100, I'm cranking out a solid 80, 85 on my own on retwist. In comparison, I can absolutely tell the difference between what she has done and what I typically do. But listen, I ain't doing nothing to scoff at or cough at, scoff at. What do you say? Anyway, so I'm really proud of myself because I went into my lock journey having absolutely zero information about how to retwist locks and just kind of guessing. But if you followed my natural hair journey, you know that I'm just kind of good. I had it in my calendar to do an apple cider vinegar rinse on my locks somewhere around my anniversary, but that has not happened yet. I just didn't plan it that well, honestly. Life was coming at me like I was drinking through a fire hose. I had the appointment with my stylist set up like bada boom, bada bang, and now I have a fresh wash and retwist. So who's gonna do a whole apple cider vinegar, soak and rinse and deep clean on my hair? So that's probably not gonna happen for the next couple months, but I'm okay with that because every single time I wash my own hair, the first step that I do is to put apple cider vinegar in my scalp and really scrub through it. And my stylist also used an apple cider vinegar like product thing in my scalp and did a full massage, which was her first step. So I'm feeling like my locks are nice and clean already, but I'm still going to do the apple cider vinegar rinse soak situation at least once a year as I planned, and hopefully I'll be able to record that for you guys when I eventually do it. One big thing that happened since my last lock update was I actually combined a loc. So you guys have always heard me say that I had a friend put 125 two-strand twists in my hair, and that's how I started these locks. Well, now I have 124 locks. If you have followed me for any time on the internet and my natural hair journey, you will know that this side of my hair started thinning when I had relaxed hair, and that is the entire reason I started going natural. Well, it came into a point over the years, but it has never been as thick as this side of my hair, and I was just kind of worried. The locks over here, I don't know, I have a lot of fuzzies in the front, and then these locks were just doing something. They were concerning me. So I decided one day to just two-strand twist these locks together, and I put a rubber band on the end. It was probably a month and a half ago that I did this. It might have even been 2 months ago, and the rubber band stayed right at the end of my lock until my stylist did my hair. Honestly, she left the rubber band there too. She retwisted them together, which I had already done once. And now they're pretty solid together. I mean, I'm sure I could unroll them if I want to. But yeah, now I combine these locks and now I have 124. Let's just talk about how I feel about having these locks and hitting a year. It's surreal that it's a year, because in your mind, having locks for a year is like some big deal and big milestone, and you also envision that your locks are going to look different. At least I envisioned that my locks were going to look different. I suppose that I'm past the starter lock stage, clearly, and I'm now potentially in the teenage lock stage. I don't know. They still look like big fussy twists to me. However, when I went to my stylist, she did kind of like drag her fingers up a few times and palm roll down the length, and I noticed that when she took the pictures, it looked more like locks to me than ever before, and I feel like maybe because she did that and I never have. But yeah, my hair still just has like that big fuzzy twist look to me. There's still a lot of curly cues on the ends that are sticking out at times. There's definitely budding. There's been budding, especially along the back. You see, like, look at this one. It's like it does this, and then it does that poofy thing, and then it comes down here, and then the end of it is, what's that? What's that? What's that? Not sealed or anything. So I'm assuming that I'm not gonna have fully mature sealed end locks until year 2, maybe year 3. And I'm okay with that, honestly, because I love my hair like this. Love it. The only negatives that I have encountered thus far on my lock journey are my hair is hot when it comes to summer. So I spend a lot of time in the summer months with my hair on top of my head, which I talked about in my 10-month lock update. Now that it is mid-September and the weather is starting to chill the heck out in St. Louis, and it's not like 100 degrees, it's more like 80 degrees, I can get away with wearing my hair down more often and not sweating like a hog pig. That's one of the drawbacks. I also foresee that being a problem when my locks mature, because then my growth rate is really gonna start showing. And I don't know. I don't know if I could deal with like long locks that are down here that are heavy and hot. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Not that I'm gonna get rid of the locks. I don't know. I can't promise y'all anything. If y'all know me, y'all know I can't make no promises. But what I might end up getting rid of is the length. I don't know if I can do it. So, but that's something we will see when we come to it. Right now, I have noticed that when I first put my hair in these twists, my hair was actually presenting as longer than it is right now. It has not been showing the length. It's just been a year of poofing up, basically. It's not presenting as any longer, even though I have a year's worth of growth on my head. And if you have followed my natural hair journey for any time, you know that that is 5, 6, 7, maybe even 8 inches of hair that has grown out of my scalp, and not a daggone inch has shown in the length unless you like pull it. But beyond that, you guys, it has been wonderful. My favorite part of this lock journey is wash day. From being a loose natural to now being a person with locks, wash day has been revolutionized. It's not the same length of time and effort. There's no detangling. So my wash days consist of a wash day that when I have to retwist also, which is the longer version, but still not that long. And a wash day when I don't have to retwist, when I just have to like pull the roots apart, which is the best ones ever. And just that part alone has made me fall in love with it. Now, do I miss my loose natural hair? I probably should do a whole video about this, but not really. It crosses my mind every once in a while, like every once in a while, like probably like every 3 months, I have this thought of like, oh man, I wish I could wear a twist out. Because, you know, if you guys remember, my twist outs used to get big and fluffy. And of course, with locks like this, only the roots get big and fluffy. It doesn't stand up. You know, my hair used to be out like this, and I can't have that happen anymore. Or I wish I could wear a wig. I know somebody's gonna come and say, oh, look at this person's video and that person's video. They wear their locks underneath wigs. They've done it before. But listen. Let me say something to you. Come closer. Let me say something to you. I could barely get my loose natural hair under. Listen, I could barely get my bald head under a wig. I have a large head. Okay, so there's no way on God's green earth that I am trying to put all of this hair, all of this hair up underneath somebody's wig for me to have a cranial explosion when the wig tries to strangle the blood supply out of my scalp, and or for me to melt from the heat stroke. My washes have spread out. I wash whenever, you know, every 6 weeks, 8 weeks, whatever. My retwisted, I've just been reckless. I don't even know. I think the last retwist clearly was last week, but the one before that, I don't know. It was like a half retwist across the front because I had to go out of town, and barely that. And then before that, it might have been like 3 months. I don't know. I really enjoy how it looks both ways. There are pluses and minuses to freshly retwisted hair like this, and not retwisted afro at the roots sticking all over the place hair. And I'm not a person that's afraid of frizz. I actually enjoy the frizz. I think it's beautiful. And I also am a person that can do hairstyles on my head. Who remembers a few months back I was doing like that not deep condition, but just like light watered down condition spray along the ends and or oil and letting it sit on the dryer. I have not done that in months. I suspect it's because it's the summer months and St. Louis is hot, it's humid, and my hair doesn't need it. I will see what it's like when winter rolls around. I'm not going to be doing monthly updates any longer. I think the pace is going to probably be maybe like twice a year. Let's say like 18 months and then again at 2 years, just because I really just wanted to do the monthly lock updates at the beginning of my journey. For myself, for you guys, it's been super educational, and I find myself going back and watching some of my old videos and being like, I'm so happy that I did this. Especially the comparison videos, even though life got a little crazy, my dad got sick and I wasn't able to keep up on those. But yeah, the next lock update will probably be around the 18-month mark, so you guys look out for that. And if you guys have any more questions, absolutely leave them in the comment section down below. Be well, be encouraged. Bye, y'all.